Now that his home in the outside world of authority has utterly rejected him, he must appeal to a higher power, Santa Claus. Now, I do not say this in jest. For Ralphie, Santa Claus is very real. There is a Hindi saying that says, if you've played your role perfectly in life, you can request for God to reveal himself to you. And God has no choice but to grant you your wish. And that moment comes at a point of psychological readiness, where you're able to experience God. Now, here's the thing the Hindis do not tell you. Perhaps this is a tri-terry story and no one of recent has actually experienced it, hence the rub with all apocryphia. However, you are blessed to have a narrator who has met God a few times and speaks from experience. Your psychological point of readiness and doing everything up to a point perfectly does not automatically calculate over onto your continuing to do everything perfectly. To put this in its most base example, let's say you see a very beautiful woman on the street, and you've planned everything out, and you muster up the courage, and she says yes. Well, what are you going to do when she says yes? It is that awesome moment where you actually achieve your goal. It is that moment where you meet your deity, and Santa Claus is very real and a deity to children. It would be wrong to dismiss their beliefs as childish or ill-formed, just as it would to hold in contempt adults who gush over meeting the Pope, the President, a celebrity, or any other person society portrays as having great power. Having a meeting with the President, not a chance meeting, mind you, or a meet and greet, but one where he is going to sit down and listen to everything you have to say, is an awesome event. Are you going to have enough courage to ask what it is you really want? You may sound like a madman if you ask for it. Or would you simply keep your mouth shut and nod out of fear of him thinking you're crazy?
What do you want for Christmas?
And we see this happening to Ralphie. He is beginning to fail his quest. However, since this is an American story, and I say this because Americans are the ones best at fighting fate, where Europeans like to see themselves as rebels. However, they have universal health care and have the whole problem of dependency there, but it's not their fault entirely. Everyone likes to romanticize themselves as some sort of rebel, making up their own fate. What's the famous example during World War II? It was said by a European, we cannot lose because we are on God's side. Where the American general corrected him, saying, no, it is because God is on our side. Nevertheless, that American bravado that Ralphie has stirring within himself.
Okay, get him out of here.
When Ralphie is expelled from paradise, he, unlike Lucifer, screams out no, and crawls back up against the slide. He is fighting two very real forces here, gravity, inertia, although Einstein says they can be counted as the same, so let's do that. And more importantly, the preordained fate God has set out for him, Tinker Toys. Alas, only if we all could be as brave as Ralphie.
Ho, ho.